Hey, good morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you.
What time is it?
It's early. Go back to sleep.
Well, I will if you join me.
Sweetheart, I just got dressed.
That's easily remedied. Come here.
All right, now. Let's not get carried away.
That's exactly what I want to do.
I'd love to. Sweetheart, I can't.
What's wrong?
I have an appointment.
I thought you canceled that. What, has Sandra fill Warwick's space already?
No, she didn't.
You called last night, didn't you?
Rich, you know I couldn't do that.
You mean you're seeing Warwick this morning?
Sweetheart, I don't want to start a fight this morning.
Taylor, wait a minute. You know how I feel about this guy.
He is my patient.
He's falling for you. The guy's interested in a lot more than your analytical expertise.
I can't give up on him. We just had a major breakthrough in his case.
Well, fine. Let him get on with his life and get out of yours.
He hasn't completed treatment.
Refer him to somebody else.
I can't do that. He chose me. I'm his doctor.
And you're my wife. And I don't want you seeing him again.
What if I told you to stop seeing Brooke?
Oh, please. You know I can't do that. I work with her.
This is the same thing, Ridge. I work with him. This is my job. It is not going to interfere in my personal life.
It already is, Taylor.
That is not going to happen again, Ridge. Nothing is going to come between us. Now, we're going to work this out. Nothing is more important to me than our marriage.
And yet when I ask you to discontinue seeing him, you won't. So what am I supposed to think? It sounds to me like he's more important than our marriage.
Good morning, Sandra.
Hi.
Is Taylor ready for me?
No, she hasn't arrived yet.
Well, she will be here soon.
She should be. Would you like me to call her for you?
No. No, thank you. I have to see her this morning. It's very important.
Buenos dias, Maria, honey. I'm here to see Mrs. Forrester.
She doesn't want to see you.
Who is it, Maria?
Nobody, senora.
Yeah, it's somebody. It's Sally Spectra. Hello, Stephanie.
What do you want, Sally?
Same thing you want. To find a way to put an end to this ridiculous farce of a marriage between your son Thorne and my daughter Macy.
Bob, could you take these up to the cutters? Thanks.
Hi.
Karen, hi. I'm so glad you could make it.
Came as soon as I got your message. You sounded very urgent.
I need to talk to you.
What's going on?
Listen, I was hoping that we could talk confidentially. I know that you and Macy have gotten very close. Has she talked to you about our separation?
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit.
Okay, has she mentioned Anthony Armando?
You want to talk about Macy and Anthony? Thorne, I don't think it's appropriate for me to talk about it.
Karen, I have to know what's going on here.
You're not going to like it.
Well, all the more reason.
All right. What do you want to know?
Macy and Anthony, I saw them out last night at the Cafe Russe. Are they serious? Karen, you've got to tell me.
am not putting James before you.
And yet I ask you to discontinue seeing him and you won't.
That would be wrong.
For who?
Rich, this is the most important case of my career.
Oh, Taylor, the guy's got the hots for you. He'd like nothing better than to see our marriage fall apart.
I don't believe that.
What's it gonna take to convince you then?
Rich, I am convinced of only one thing, and that is that I can help him. I may be the only person who can.
Oh, yeah, that's what he'd love you to believe, isn't it?
You know, this isn't about James. It's about trust.
You're right. I don't trust Warwick. Taylor, I am asking you as your husband. Please stop seeing him.
In other words, you want me to stop treating a patient. Is that what you want me to do? I can't, Ridge. He came to me for help. I'm his doctor. I can't just turn him away. I'm sorry.
Where has the elusive Maria gotten off to? I could use a cup of tea.
You're not here to socialize, Sally.
Oh, Stephanie, you might try being a little hospitable. After all, we are in-laws.
The fact that my son is married to your daughter doesn't change the way I feel about you.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you and I are connected because of the relationship of our two children.
Let's get to the point.
Okay. The point is, I think it's time to break that connection. I, for one, am sick and tired of being harassed by the Forrester clan.
Who's harassing who?
Oh, come on, Stephanie. Your family has been waging war with my family for years. It's a no-win situation. I don't want to fight anymore.
All right, I accept your surrender.
Oh, no. No, I came here to propose a truce, an armistice.
Really?
Yes, really. It's obvious that any relationship between the Forrester family and our family is going to end up in a disaster. My daughter's marriage to your son almost destroyed her life.
He stood by her, Sally. He did everything that he could for Macy.
How? By running out on her?
They're only separated. They're not divorced.
That separation is the best thing that ever happened to my daughter.
I thought she was against the idea.
She was. At first. But not anymore. Macy has someone else in her life now, Stephanie. Somebody who really cares about her, and she is happier than I have seen her in a long, long time.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I think it's time Thorne got on with his life.
Well, I'm sure that he will when the time is right.
This is the right time, Stephanie. The marriage is finished. You've got to help Thorne understand that.
You want me to advise him to get a divorce?
I want you to advise him properly so he understands how hopeless the situation really is.
Why is this so important to you now, all of a sudden?
I'm sure Taylor was supposed to meet me here.
It's not like Dr. Forrester to miss an appointment. I'm sure she'll be here soon.
She couldn't have forgotten.
Sorry I'm late.
Taylor, it's very good to see you.
It's good to see you, too. Well, I have a tight schedule today, so let's go ahead and get started.
Look, I am not asking you to betray any confidence here.
Yes, you are.
Karen, this is my marriage. I think I have a right to know what's going on.
All right. I guess I would say that Macy and Anthony are becoming friends.
Friends. It's not more than that. It hasn't gone beyond that? It has, hasn't it?
I know that Macy enjoys her time with Anthony.
Well, that was very apparent last night.
Did it occur to you that maybe you should stop by their table?
No.
Why not?
Because I couldn't. You have no idea what it does to me to see her with another guy.
Are you forgetting this whole separation was your idea?
I know. I didn't realize.
Do you think maybe now that you made a mistake?
I wanted to give her time to make up her mind, Karen.
Now you're afraid maybe she has.
Has she?
I know that Anthony makes her happy, and she hasn't had anybody to do that for a long
Well,
time.
I tried.
How? By leaving her?
No, we needed time apart.
No, you needed time apart. Macy wanted to put the relationship back together.
What does she want now?
You have to go ask her.
I am not going to pressure her. If Macy is falling for Anthony, I'm not going to stand in her way, Karen.
Do you love her, Thorne?
Of course I love her.
Then prove it.
She knows how I feel.
Oh, does she really? You haven't been by to see her in weeks. I believe that Macy still loves you. But this separation has been so difficult on her. She's lonely.
Oh, she didn't look lonely last night.
Can you get off of last night? As long as you remain on the fence, yeah, she's gonna get closer to Anthony. He's nice to her. She needs that. If you really want her back, then you've got to fight for her. And you've got to make your move soon or you're gonna lose. Don't waste any more time. Macy's not gonna sit around waiting for you forever.
My daughter deserves to be happy.
Yes, she does. And so does my son.
Fine. Then let's you and I do everything we can to see they're both happy.
Not by interfering in the marriage.
They're no good for each other, Stephanie. They never have been.
When did you come to this conclusion?
That doesn't matter. All that matters is that that marriage be finished, and the sooner the better.
Better for whom?
For everybody concerned. You know, I'm amazed I have to convince you of this. I would have thought you, of all people, would be delighted to see that relationship split up.
Let me tell you that I am not going to foster my opinions on my son. He's a grown man, and he can do what he wants to do.
You mean you're willing to let them go on hurting each other?
Listen to me. Listen. I am not going to interfere in that marriage.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm going to have to. Because I cannot stand by and watch my daughter suffer any more pain and humiliation. I'm not cold-blooded enough for that, Stephanie. I'm not going to stand by and watch her life continue to be ruined because of her association with the Forrester family. The marriage is finished. I'm going to see to it, with or without your help.
I lived my whole life believing in a mother who didn't exist.
Who knows what could have happened if you didn't have your mother's memory to help you combat your father's abuse.
It wasn't a memory, Taylor. It was a delusion.
A necessary delusion.
Do you think it was healthy?
Well, you couldn't continue the fantasy. It was beginning to become a problem. I'm sure it's affected your relationship with Sophia.
I have something else to tell you, Taylor. It's about Sophia.
Go ahead.
She's dead.
Ridge? Taylor?
You in here?
Hi. Where's Taylor?
She's with Warwick.
What do you mean she's with Warwick?
She's having another session.
Oh, I didn't realize that she was still treating him.
Why won't she believe me when I tell her this guy is trouble?
What happened?
We had another lovely fight.
Over Warwick?
Mother, I don't get it. Last night everything was fine. I told her not to see the guy anymore.
And she agreed to that?
She didn't disagree. This morning, everything blew up in our face again. I feel like I'm on a seesaw, Mother. One minute, everything's heading in the right direction. Next minute, we're not.
Well, it takes time. You don't clear up differences like this overnight.
Yeah, I'd like to clear up one. His name's Warwick.
As a professional, I'm sure your wife has a very good reason for continuing this treatment.
Yeah, she says he needs her. Well, I need her, too.
Yes, I know you do. Did you tell her that?
Of course I did. That doesn't really stack up to the prestige of curing the eminent Dr. James Warwick, does it?
She's a psychiatrist. She has a responsibility to patients.
She has a responsibility to me, too, Mother. I'm her husband.
Well, this isn't going to do any good. You're just fuming about this. Why don't you just attack the problem head on?
Yeah, I'd like to attack him.
Now, let's not get silly and irrational about this.
It's just that I don't feel like I'm being unreasonable. But every time I open my mouth, I wind up looking like I'm the bad guy. Well, I'm not the bad guy, Mother. He is. But Taylor refuses to believe that. I just don't know what else to do.
Sophia's dead? When did she die?
When I got back.
Her condition worsened when you were in Scotland?
My trip away with you was the final blow.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Well, as you know, Sophia had been ill for quite some time. She was getting worse every day. She was slipping further and further away from me.
This was a great source of sorrow for you.
I needed her, Taylor. I couldn't imagine my life without her.
How do you feel now?
I feel relieved. Immensely relieved.
Now, James, I need to ask you
You
something.
don't need to ask me. I came to the realization on my own.
What was that?
Sophia, she...
Go ahead.
She wasn't real.
No, she wasn't real.
I created Sophia in the same way that I created my mother.
Do you know why?
Yes. I needed someone who I could tell the truth about myself to. About my father's abuse, about my miserable childhood. I couldn't tell my friends, they'd have thought I was mad. So I created Sophia, somebody who could love me unconditionally.
You needed to fill a void that you couldn't fill any other way.
Until now. As I drew closer to you, Sophia began to fade further away. I'd finally found someone who was flesh and blood that I could confide in.
No, there was more to it than that, James. You began to face the reality of your life on your own. That's why you imagined Sophia was dying.
Do you have any idea how I feel just now? I feel free for the first time in my life. Free from the demons and the delusions of my past, and that is all thanks to you.
Oh, I can't take the credit for that. You're a very special man, James, capable of overcoming circumstances that could have very easily destroyed you.
Oh, you're being too modest. I came to you because I wanted help. I never could have dreamed that you would lead me to recovery so quickly. You have succeeded where many other psychiatrists would have failed. You truly are a remarkable doctor.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.